what's known as an awakening from below. In other words, sometimes a person can be in a situation in life where they're not really inspired, or they don't really feel open connection to approach the Creator, but rather because of their own free will, they just decide to put in the effort to greet the Creator on their own. And then they just do different things. They start doing the mitzvahs, they start doing whatever they need to do to greet the Creator. So that is known as an awakening from below, because it comes from the effort of people, of humanity. It does not come from below, because before it happened, they didn't have any inspiration to approach the Creator. So that's an awakening from above. And that is alluded to in the first part of the verse. It says, I am for my beloved. But then, the second part of the verse says, my beloved is to me. That refers to what's known as an awakening from above, which means even if someone does not want to approach the Creator, not only are they not inspired initially, but they also don't even want to approach the Creator first. But the Creator is the one who approaches them. And it's like so to speak, a calling from above, from the heavens, reaching out to the soul of a person, inviting them to go closer. I think of it like a phone call. Like the first part is like you're calling the Creator could answer, could not answer, but he chooses to answer. The second way is that the Creator is calling you, and you have to have the free choice to answer that. So that's the idea of my beloved to me. So essentially, all of these ideas are related to the idea.
Essentially, all of these ideas.
We'll explain it more later. But anyway, here's our first guest. Hi, nice to meet you.
Anyway, here's our first guest. Hi, nice to meet you.
Shalom Aleichem. What's up? What's up?
Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem. What's up? Nothing much. They don't have any questions.
Do you have any questions?
I'm just surprised how many people. Do you have any questions? Yeah, I do. It's cool.
What are they? Can I ask?
That's cool. It's cool. How many times a man taking them of the city to follow, which is they are doing, we should do, right? We're obviously not talking about Yiddim, right? We're talking about the majority of the people in the area where we live. So here in New York City, most of the men are shaving their arms, legs, whatever. So that gives us a shoot to do it too then? Like, why are we following what the goyim are doing?
I'm not aware of this law, pretty much. I think you have an echo, by the way.
I'm not aware of this law, by the way.
And actually, I know that you have an echo.
I think you have an echo, by the way. I apologize. And actually...
Yeah, okay, now you're muted, so there's no echo, but... Yeah, I have no idea what the custom is about that.
Okay, now you're muted, so there's no echo, but... Yeah, I have no idea what the custom is
basically
about that.
So yeah, I don't know.
Basically.
Maybe Google it or something.
It's not the first time we follow, like, even like during Pesach. We eat, even like during Pesach. That's not even, we eat afikoman. Greek word. That's not even, when we have the Greek word. Or, when we have the Brit Milah, and then you have the Moel, and then you have the Sandak. What is the Sandak? That's literally Godfather in Greek again. Like, why are we using these terminologies? Stafikoman, Sandak, why? These are not even Judaic terms. These are Moshe never heard these terms.
I don't know, why not? Sometimes it's good to elevate secular. Sometimes the secular world is only created to be used by the Jews.
We're supposed to be separated from them. We're not supposed to assimilate with them or use their terminology. Like even when you have the blue Humash, right? You have the shot sign Humash. You open it up and over there you see Bereshit and then you see /
Are you asking me or are you asking me?
You know what I'm saying? No, I'm asking you general questions to all you. Like, why are we saying that we don't follow, we're not supposed to follow the Goyish world, but then we have all these terminologies in our holy Torah. The whole entire thing has been translated into Greek, or, even using these, from the 5 books, we use their terminologies, like Genesis, like Deuteronomy,
I think I have an echo, by the way.
Leviticus,
Oh,
like
you're muted. I mean, not only that, but
Not
the
to
Jews
give an
also
echo,
use the chapter
by the way.
numbers
Oh, you're
that
okay,
the
muted.
non-Jews,
I
the
mean, not only
chapters
that, but
of
the
the
Jews also
Tanakh.
use the chapter
I think
numbers
were not
that
made by
the
Jewish sources
non-Jews,
for
the
reason.
chapters of the
I
Tanakh.
mean, we could also say like, why do we
Were
speak
not made
English?
by
You know, we
Jewish
could
sources
also
for
just
reason.
only speak Hebrew all
I
the
mean,
time.
we can also say like, why do we speak English?
But
You
I
know, we
don't.
could also just
You
only
know, why
speak
not?
Hebrew all the
Even
time.
Yiddish is just like German stuff.
But I don't. You know, why not?
So yeah.
Even Yiddish is just
So
like German
maybe we
stuff.
should just speak Hebrew. Maybe we shouldn't speak at all.
So yeah.
But I don't know. There's
So
a concept
maybe
of
we
like
should just speak
elevating the
Hebrew.
secular world
Maybe we
also.
shouldn't speak
Like
at all.
some parts of the
I
Torah
don't know. There's a
are
concept of
written
like
in Aramaic.
elevating the secular
There's
world also.
several parts
Like,
of the
some
five
parts
books
of
of
the Torah
Moses.
are written in
They have
Aramaic.
Aramaic writing in
Several
them.
parts of the five books of
In
Moses
the Kutei Torah,
that have Aramaic
in
writing
like
in
some
them.
Kabbalah book, it said it explained one
Kutei
time. I have to
Torah,
find this reference
in
that.
like some
But in the end of the
Kabbalah
Torah,
book,
it says Hashem,
explained one time. I have
Mikid
to find this
Sinai, it
reference
says
though. But
V'asa
in the end of the Torah, it says
May
that Hashem,
Rivavos Kodesh. He
Mikid
came
Sinai,
with
it
like
says
many myriads of
Asa
holy angels.
May Rivavos
But the word
Kodesh.
he came,
with
Asa,
like many myriads of
is
holy
not Hebrew.
angels.
That's
But the
an
word
Aramaic
he came, Asa,
word.
is not Hebrew.
And
That's
explained that
Aramaic
the idea of Hashem
word.
giving the Torah,
And
I think
explained
the fact that when he
the idea
says
of Hashem
V'asa
giving
May
the
Rivavos when
Torah
he came to Mount Sinai means that he
in fact, when it says V'asa May
that was
Rivavos when he
after
came,
Hashem offered
came
the
to Mount
Torah to
Sinai
the
means
other
that he,
nations, but they denied it,
that
and
was
then he came
after
back from the
Hashem
other
offered the
nations to
Torah
give
to the
the
other
Torah
nations,
to
but
the
they
Jewish people. So
denied it, and then he came back from the
I don't
other
remember all the
nations to
details,
give
but
the Torah
something to do with the fact that the Torah uses the
I
word
don't remember all the
asa, which is
details, but
Aramaic,
something to do with
alludes
the
to the
fact
fact
that
that
the Torah uses the word
one of
asa,
the
which is
ideas of the
Aramaic,
Torah is to elevate
alludes
the
to the
70
fact
languages.
that
So
one of
maybe
the
that's
ideas of the
related.
Torah is to
But who knows?
elevate the 70 languages. So maybe that's related.
I thought having more than Lashon Kodesh was a downgrade. I thought having more than Lashon Kodesh was a downgrade because these languages only appeared because of
Well,
the
before
Tower of Babel. So we're gonna go back to when Mashiach comes, we're only gonna speak Lashon
maybe
Kodesh. So we're gonna
it
go
says
back to a
Lashon, it
singular
says Safa
language.
Berura. It says in one of the verses, one of the prophecies, I forgot where it says Hashem will transform all everyone to call out in one pure language that Rashi says is Lashon Kodesh. But yeah, I mean that can mean Hebrew. That can also mean just in whatever language people speak, they'll only use holiness. So
yeah,
I don't know.
that can
We'll
mean
see
Hebrew. That can also mean
what
just
exactly means. But
whatever
Aramaic,
language people speak, they'll only use holiness. So I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know.
What exactly
Maybe
means
there's
by
something.
It's definitely not gonna be Yiddish or English.
Were you gonna say something?
Who knows? I mean, let's find
It's
out what
definitely
happens.
not gonna be Yiddish
Rashi
or
says
English.
Lashon Kodesh. But
Let's find
that
out
sounds like it's Hebrew. But
Rashi says Lashon
I mean,
Kodesh.
Aramaic existed since before the Tower of
sounds like
Babel.
it's
Not
Hebrew,
only
but
Aramaic,
we'll
but
see.
many languages
Aramaic
existed before the Tower of Babel.
since
It says
before
in the
Tower of
verses
Babel. Not
explicitly,
only Aramaic, but
before the
many
Tower of
languages
Babel, the
existed
people
before the
were
Tower of
split
Babel.
up
It says
according to their
in the
languages.
verses explicitly.
And then later they decided
Before
to
the Tower
only
of
accept
Babel,
one
the people were
language
split up
upon
according to their
themselves.
languages.
And then
later
they
they
scattered
decided to
again
only accept
to
one
have many
language
languages.
upon
But
themselves. And then
in
they
the
were scattered
Talmud
again.
Yerushalmi in the Sanhedrin,
to
it
have
says
many
that
languages.
Adam, the first man, actually
In the
spoke
Talmud Yerushalmi in the Sanhedrin, it
Aramaic.
says that Adam, the first man,
I'm not sure if he spoke
spoke
any other languages as well, or just
Aramaic.
Aramaic. So yeah, but that's something at least.
I'm not sure if he spoke any other languages as well, or just Aramaic. So yeah, but that's something at least.
I mean, I'm sure he spoke every language, whatever language was available. I'm sure he spoke every language, whatever language was available. He saw from the beginning till the end of humankind. Languages that you and I don't know. So he knew languages that you and I don't know. Here, even now.
Yeah, I guess.
All the months. Here, even now. Look at all the months. Right, we're now in Elul. These are all. We had Persians, whatever it is. These are all months that were added by Ezra. These are not months that Moshe Rabbeinu knew. Were added by Ezra. Everything in the Torah is Chodesh, Rishon, Chodesh, Shani, like this, you know. First month, second month, seventh month. There's no words about Elul or Adar. Months of Elul or Adar.
Is that a my end or your end?
I think perhaps I should log out and log back in.
Brutal. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Alright, here we are, back in business. So yeah, months, different languages. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, it's interesting, like the Hebrew, maybe the Hebrew month is, I guess Elul. I don't know if Elul is even Hebrew. I don't think it is, but there's still deeper meanings associated with it.
Like the name of the Hebrew month is
Yeah, welcome back.
I guess Elul. I don't know if Elul is even Hebrew. I don't think it is, but there's still deeper meanings
for now. I think I can still hear my echo. Do you have like speakers on or something?
No, I'm just holding my phone in my hand and speaking like you. No,
That's cool.
just want to turn the camera on in my hand and
Yeah.
like you,
I can hear
just
the
want to turn
echo.
the camera on. So
I can hear it.
I don't know.
But
In the sense of the one, in the sense of the one with the Tower of Babel, or the Tower was that they were also the whole issue for the singularity, or the Tower of Babel was that they were also looking for the singularity of people, because their one mission to build this tower, conglomerate of people, this tower, and so, the singularity in Rashi says like they were mourning the brick over the person who fell from, the top over there. I don't know how far it went, but brick up there, and when it fell with the person, they were mourning the brick over the people.
I haven't read that.
So
It's harsh.
Cool. Yeah, I could definitely hear my echo. Yes, I have heard that debatably. Was it actually a spaceship though, or was it just something like the get to the moon with, but not necessarily a ship? I don't know. A boat to fly. Interesting. No, really? Not even SpaceX.
that was the whole point of the Tower of Babel. They were trying to pierce through the Ikea to wage war with Hashem.
Really? Is there a flat?
Well, as the Torah is describing it, we are basically a plate with a bowl over us, a dome.
What does it say that?
That's how. Nowhere in the Torah does it say that the Earth is a sphere.
What does it say that it's a plate?
Right in Bereshit, it says
Where?
I don't know the exact pasuk, but even when you read
Okay.
King David says from the four corners of the earth, how can you have corners when you have a sphere?
Well, how could you have corners if you have a plate?
Again, you can have corners if you look from the top down. They're invisible corners. They call them if you look at a plate.
So there's invisible corners on a sphere also.
I guess, but it's more tangible. Well, if it's a flat, if it's more like a 2D rather than a 3D. I don't know. I don't think that the Earth is a sphere in the sense of it being like we want it to be like the sun or the moon. But I don't think the Earth is moving either. You see, the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles an hour.
Those are two different things. Yeah.
We're like in a little snow globe. Those little balls that people shake around. It looks like there's water and snow inside of it. I don't know what they call them, snow globes. So
How do you know this? How do you know that it's true?
This is just my observance. This is what I think. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just saying this is what I think is true. It's my opinion.
Okay.
From the Torah, we definitely have what's called the Ikea, right?
Well, the Ikea is just a term that refers to the sky. It doesn't say that it's like solid, you can't go through it. You have an echo, dude. The echo's too unbearable. You gotta fix the echo somehow, dude. I don't understand. Okay, he left our zone. Not sure what that was about. But, no, the Torah is definitely, according to the Torah, the earth is definitely round, like a globe. It's in the Zohar explicitly, which is accepted by all of Judaism. And, yeah, basically, that's that. if anyone wants to join as a guest again, they can. So, again, let's get back to the subject at hand, which was the Elul. So he mentioned that some of the Hebrew months are not always in Hebrew, there are other languages, but they still have significance, because even though, I don't think Elul is a Hebrew word, but it says in the Chassidus, in the Kabbalah teachings, that the letters of that month, the name of the month, spell out the acronym for a verse in the Song of Songs. So there's still holiness to them, even if they're from other languages as well, once they're accepted by the Jewish people. So again, the month of Elul has the idea of I am for my beloved, and my beloved is to me, which is both the awakening from below, which is based on human efforts to approach the Creator on their own, and the Creator calling out to the people from above to below. So first, in the discourse from the Kutei Torah, from the Al-Jabri, first it says that the idea of Ani Ladodi, of I am for my beloved, that refers to how the Jewish people approach the Creator during the month of Elul. But then it says during the times of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, that refers to how the Creator is approaching the people from above to below. For whatever reason, which doesn't really explain. But I guess it's the time of like the closest to Hashem. It says anyone who calls out to Hashem in those days, it says it's like they'll be answered immediately. For example, it says like even one person praying to Hashem during those days is like the equivalent of 1 million of people praying during the rest of the year. So like the time of between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are like days of divine will, which like it's easier to be close to the Creator as well. So I guess that's part of the explanation for why the idea of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur is the idea of my beloved is to me. But then this is all an explanation for how the month of Elul has both parts in it. It has the parts of I am for my beloved and my beloved is me. So the discourse in 1972 asks, like, why is it that both of these ideas, both the my beloved and the beloved is to me, is in the month of Elul? If it says really that just the idea of I am for my beloved is Elul, but the rest of it is Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. And it explains, so this is like the discourse from the Rebbe, which is explaining the discourse from the Alter Rebbe. That explains the reason for this, because why is it that in Elul, even though people are approaching the Creator on their own, it's still the idea of my beloved is to me? Because in Elul, it's a time of the revelation of the 13 attributes of divine mercy. As we explained, that's the time that Moshe went up to the mountain to ask forgiveness. That started on the first day of Elul. So during Elul is the time of the divine mercy, and it explains in the Kutei Torah that the revelation of the 13 attributes of divine mercy that are in Elul are to each and every one, even to those who are very, very far away, so to speak, from the Creator. And that's not the language that it uses in another discourse from the year 5700, page 166. It says, even those who are very far away, which is kind of a strange language to use. It doesn't usually say that in Chassidus, but it does here when explaining that. And then it continues to, so now, then it continues to explain in the Kutei Torah from the Al-Jabri, what is an analogy to explain the idea of the 13 attributes of divine mercy. It says this is similar to a king, that before he comes to a city, the people of the city go out to greet him and receive the king's face in the field that's outside the city. And then all those people are able and permitted, anyone who wants to greet the king is allowed to greet the king, and the king greets each and every one of them with a beautiful face, and he shows a smiling face to all of them. So this is an analogy to explain the idea of the 13 attributes of divine mercy that are shining openly in the month of Elul. But then the Rebbe goes on to question this, that in the Torah, which is a book of Jewish law, it says that from the beginning of Elul, from the first day of Elul and onwards, we blow the shofar, or ram's horn, which is ram's horn trumpet, every day in order to encourage the people hearing it to do teshuvah, which is, so to speak, out of fear. When you hear, because it says in a verse in the book of Amos, chapter 3, it says, if a shofar, if a horn, if like a ram's horn will be blown in the city, will the people not be terrified of it? So during the month of Elul, we blow the shofar in order to elicit like this kind of, so to speak, fear of the Creator, like an awe, in order to encourage people to do teshuvah, to return to the Creator. But now we're saying, look at the Torah, that really during the month of Elul is a time of the 13 attributes of divine mercy, which is seemingly the opposite of fear. So, because it says, as it continues by the Rebbe's Discourse, 1972, it says that seemingly since in Elul, it's as if the king is greeting each of them with a beautiful face and showing a smiling face to each and every one of them, then the main idea of Elul, seemingly, is not fear, but love. Love of the king, the fact that the king is going out to greet them. People greet the king out of love, and the king is like greeting them out of love, but not fear, seemingly. And so that seems to be a contradiction to the Torah, which is another book of Jewish law. And also, when we talk about doing teshuvah, returning to the Creator, the simple meaning of the Torah is that they blow the shofar in order to get people to fear the Creator, to return to Him. But it says, based on the Torah, which is the Elul is the time of the attributes of divine mercy, says that seemingly the idea of the returning to the Creator in the month of Elul should be from love, because it's the time of mercy. So why do we blow the shofar during the month of Elul? In order to awaken fear and terror. Because how could fear and love be together in one? How could fear and mercy, fear and love be together in one? Now this is the Rebbe's own words explaining why we blow the shofar in Elul, to elicit fear and terror, while at the same time Elul is a time of divine mercy, which implies love. So he's explaining what exactly is love and fear. It's not necessarily what we think it is. Some of the differences between love and fear is that, what is love? Love is something that comes from a revelation of light from above to below. It's saying this is the idea of what love is. Not necessarily saying that love is good and fear is bad, but it's like they're just two different ways of relating to the Creator. Since love comes, this is like a blanket statement. He's not saying like in general, he's saying like just a blanket statement. Love from revealing from above. You have something that's below that's like calling out to you, not something that someone's working on their own. It's like something that's being called out from somewhere else. A revelation of light that's beyond where a person is. But fear comes inherent abstraction. Do you want to join me in the about this? Mr. TX Vanquisher in the comments. Actions. Not sure what you mean by that. Does anyone know what we're talking about? Again, just to clarify what we're talking about. In the month of Elul, which is tonight, the first day of the last month of the Hebrew year, of divine mercy. So this is the time where the Creator forgave the Jewish people for worshiping the golden calf. And it says, during this time, it says this was the last set of 40 days and 40 nights that Moshe was on the mountain, Mount Sinai, when the Creator forgave the Jewish people, and the Creator told Moses 13 ways that he forgives people. So also every year, every idea of the Torah is eternal. So that, just like it happened originally a long time ago, the mercy that happened, the divine mercy of forgiving everyone, happens in Elul as well. And in the book of Likutei Torah from the Alter Rebbe, the founder of Chabad, it explains this idea of the 13 attributes of divine mercy in Elul as being an explanation for why it's the verse in the Song of Songs says, "I am for my beloved, and my beloved is to me," and that's the acronym of those Hebrew letters spelled out in Hebrew. Ani Ladodi Vadodi Li spells out the Hebrew month of Elul, which means that in Elul we have both the idea of I am for my beloved, which is like an awakening from below when people choose to greet the Creator on their own, from below to above. It's like they don't have any reason to approach Him other than they want to make their own effort to approach the Creator. And at the same time, there's the idea of my beloved is for me, where the Creator is the one who's calling out to them, which is, so to speak, like a revelation from above, where it's like the creator, like a telephone call. One way you could call someone, they could choose to answer or not, or they could call you, you could choose to answer. So, excuse me. So, the idea of my beloved is to me is like the creator calling out to us. But it explains how. But first, it says that really during the time of Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur, that's the time of the creator calling out to us, because that's the time when the creator is close to everyone. Says anyone who, even like one person who prays during Rosh Hashanah and Kippur is like an entire minyan. As if like 10 people are praying to the creator. So at the time of Rosh Hashanah and Kippur is like a really close time. So that's considered my beloved is to me. But it says that in the Likutei Torah that also in Elul we have the idea of for Rosh Hashanah, the preparation, we also have the idea of my beloved is to me. Even though generally in Elul it's the time of us doing teshuvah, returning to the creator on our own, but we still have the idea of the creator approaching us during Elul, because it's the revelation of the 13 attributes of divine mercy which shine, just like they shone originally when Moshe was on the mountain during this time, based on Moshe's prayers. They also shine every single year during this time of year. And it says an analogy to understand those 13 attributes of divine mercy is like as if a king, instead of being in his palace away from everyone else, is as if a king is going in the fields or on his way back to a city from a big trip. And the people of the city go out into the field to greet the king, and the king greets everyone with a nice smiling face. So that's the idea of the 13 attributes of mercy during the month of Elul. And because the king is out in the field and accessible, even though he's not actually calling the people directly, but since he's in the place where the people usually are, that's also considered the idea of my beloved is to me. That's also considered in a certain sense of the creator calling out to us. Even though it's not like directly calling out to us, but it's like the king is just there in the field, so he's not actually going to us. It's like he's going to the place that we are, but we still have to be the ones to approach the creator on our own initiative. So even the fact that the creator is making himself accessible, that's also the idea of my beloved is to me. So now it's explaining that this idea of the mercy in the month of Elul seems to contradict what it says in the book of Jewish law, in the Torah, that we blow the shofar, a ram's horn, in the month of Elul to, so to speak, scare people to return to the Creator, to wake them up out of fear and terror, so to speak. So how is that compatible with what we're saying now, that the king is greeting everyone with mercy, which implies love? Mercy is seemingly the same thing as love, which is seemingly not the same thing as fear. But now, this is Rebbe's explanation in a discourse from 1972, from the Parsha of Shoftim. He's explaining that that when we talk about love and fear, it's not necessarily like it's not necessarily what we think. Like love is like closeness to someone. It's like both love and fear are similar, but they just have some technical difficulties that distinguish between them. It says that the definition of love means something that comes as a revelation of light from above someone, meaning like someone doesn't like, it's not something that's initiated from oneself. It's like something that comes from some other place that's beyond a person. So it's like the Creator calling out to them from above, but not necessarily someone approaching the Creator with their own initiative. But it says the idea of fear is something that mainly comes through one's own initiative and one's own service. So like, in other words, the difference between love and fear is love is something that one does not work on their own, which is kind of counterintuitive to other sources, but it explains it. It's saying that I guess there's a lot of different meaning behind this, but saying at least what we're saying here is we're saying that love is not something that comes from one's own service, but love is something that comes from a place that's beyond a person. It's like something that's called out to a person from above. But fear is something that mainly comes through one's own divine service. So, and it says this is similar to the fear of a king of flesh and blood, which is related to this week's Torah portion, which talks about the commandment in the Torah to appoint a king in the people of Yisrael. And this discourse is during the month of Shoftim, and this part of Deuteronomy, starting in chapter 16 and 17, that talks about the commandment in the Torah to appoint a king. So now this discourse is bringing our section of the Torah as an analogy to explain that. It says, this is similar to the fear of a king of flesh and blood. That the fact that people of a city fear the king is because those people accepted on their own that king should be a king over them. So the fact that the king is accepted by people, that's something that's through the service of the people of the country. Because they accept the king upon themselves, which is their own divine service, or which is their own service. Let's talk about a king of flesh and blood. The fact that they accept the king on themselves, that is what causes the fear of them. And it says that in note 9, it says the proof of that is that a king that's from another city, which the people did not appoint that king, people don't have any awe or fear of that king. I mean, nowadays we don't really have kings, so we can't really understand the idea of a king as like a spiritual mentor kind of thing. Back in the day, a king was not just like a military figure, but the king was like a spiritual leader who would like implant like the awe and the recognition of the creator within the nation based on the piety of the king. So it's like if people appoint like a king upon themselves, then they have a certain awe of him. But if there's a different king, even if he's also a king with valid traits of what is a proper king, if the people did not appoint the king over themselves, then they don't fear the other king from a different city. So the idea of fear is something that comes from their own divine service. And it says, because accepting kingship is through the nation, like it says in our week's parsha, you shall place upon yourselves a king. So since Elul is the idea of I am for my beloved, which is the idea of our own divine service, that's why we need to have fear, which is through the shofar, which is through the shofar blast. The idea of fear is the idea of something that happens from our own initiative. Hi, welcome, 3Emerald 41D. Hi, what's up?
It's like Emerald, but with a 3 and a 4. Is that clever, dude?
I didn't think about that.
Are we
Emerald.
talking kings? Not a king.
Well, we are talking about kings, but we weren't reading Malachim, where we're talking about a discourse from the Lubavitcher Rebbe in 1972, which is a commentary on the book of Song of Songs, Song of Songs, chapter 6, verse 3, which is also related to the parsha of the Torah called Parsha Shoftim, which starts in Deuteronomy chapter 16 and 17. That talks about appointing a king upon oneself, and how that's related to the first day of the month of Elul, which is what we're in right now.
Interesting. For one thing, Song of Solomon, Song of Songs, very sexual book. Like, oh my gosh. But also, you can like read it as a sort of God, Hashem's love for his people and stuff. But very sensual book. Very interesting stuff. But then again, Shlomo had like 1,000 wives, so makes sense.
Yeah.
And then let's see, Deuteronomy 16. Like, oh, bro, the Passover, dude. Yeah, it's
Passover. I'm not sure. Passover. Is that what it's talking about? Deuteronomy 16?
It says, observe the month of Abib and keep the Passover for the Lord your God. In the month of Abib, the Lord your God brought you out of Egypt by night. You shall offer Passover sacrifice.
Oh, that's the beginning of the chapter. Yeah. Our parsha in Parsha Shoftim starts in I'm trying to find. It starts like in the middle of the chapter. I'm trying to find the exact. No, it starts in chapter 16, verse 18 is the beginning of our week's parsha, and specifically the part about kings is in chapter 17 and onward. But yeah, the parsha of this week, Shoftim, which is Judges, but it's not the book of Judges. It's Judges in the Torah, in the 5 books of Moses. That talks about the.
Book, by the way. Shoftim is like one of the best in the whole entire book. It's so good book, man. Good book.
Yeah, very judgmental.
You shall appoint Shoftim and officers in all your towns that the Lord your God is giving you, according to your tribes, and they shall judge the people with a righteous judgment. You shall not pervert justice. You shall not show partiality. You shall not accept a bribe, for a bribe blinds the eyes of the wise and subverts the cause of the righteous. Justice and only justice you shall follow, that you may live and inherit the land that the Lord your God is giving you. Don't the rabbis take this to mean that?
It could mean. The idea of a rabbi is usually to administer legal decisions, but not all rabbis are judges necessarily. There could be rabbis who are judges, and in that case, they would take it upon them. But so it depends.
So when you think of Moshiach, do you think of a judge? Do you think of a king? Do you think of a priest? What do you think of? Or do you think of the Rebbe?
Maybe some people think of Rebbe. Yeah, Mashiach's going to be a judge and a king and a teacher as well.
Right, what about priest? No or yes?
Priest?
Yeah, is he all three? Or no, that's too much.
I don't think so. Because the priestly family is only from Aharon, from Aaron.
Right, the Cohens.
Yeah,
Right.
but Mashiach is going to be descended from Yehuda, so it's different.
Right. peace. That hasn't been a thing in a long time.
Yeah, well, it says that the resurrection of the righteous is going to be immediately. So, I don't know. I heard the Lubavitch Rebbe talk about it, so that the Aharon himself could be the great priest if he's resurrected.
Oh, right. Or like I've heard some like Israelis tell me, yeah, when Moshe comes back, you know, he's gonna like tell us what to do. He's gonna be like leading us again. It's like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, he's going to come back.
That
Well,
idea of the resurrection, of course.
yes, yeah, they're going to come back. You know, it's going to be they can tell us what they saw.
Right.
So,
So, if the Rebbe is Moshiach, where's the resurrection? Or aren't we waiting on the Rebbe to resurrect himself and then claim to be the Moshiach Ben David?
I know, man. You'll have to ask someone who believes in that.
You don't take the Rebbe as Moshiach?
Not necessarily. I mean, I don't know. It could be, maybe, but I mean,
But you are Chabad, right?
what does it mean to be Chabad? Is the real question.
It means you're a Chabadnik.
Oh, okay. Now I understand exactly.
Chassidus, you're probably Chabad.
Yeah, but soon
Yeah.
everyone will learn Chassidus. Chassidus is
Right,
like
I've heard
the
some
foundation
like
of
Chabad
variety.
guys say that the Mashiach will actually preach Chassidus. Instead of like Zohar, he'll preach Chassidus.
Yeah,
Which is kind of like watered down Zohar a little bit.
it's beyond the Zohar. It's not even. The Chassidus is like the essence of Torah. Zohar is the soul of Torah, but Chassidus is the soul of the soul. So it's like it includes Zohar, but it's also beyond it.
Does Chassidus get into the Kabbalah? I'm sure it does, right?
It uses Kabbalah. It itself is not exclusively Kabbalah, but it uses Kabbalah to explain itself.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yes. How old are you, bro?
How old am I? As I checked, it's about 26, I think. I'm getting old.
Oh, 26?
Yeah, I know.
That's explain the beard. That's a full beard, bro.
I hear you. I hear.
Yeah.
It grows on you.
What do you do for work? It grows on you. Wow. So what do you do for work?
I try to bring the redemption.
Are you like a Rebbe?
I don't know. What do you mean by that?
Like, would you consider yourself like a rabbi spreading the word?
Not a rabbi. Welcome, Coach Jay.
How are you? So, yeah.
Excellent. Welcome back. So yeah, happy Elul, basically.
You're a chacham, and you're
Am I?
a chassid of the Rebbe, and you're a lamplighter, so that's the most important thing.
I try to be. Hopefully I actually am. We'll see.
There you go. Where do the lamps lead?
The lamp?
Did you say lamplighter?
Yeah.
Lamplighter. Yeah, usually a lamp, like the lamps on the ground at least, usually leads somewhere, right? Or you just mean like the lamp, as in Hashem, Torah.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say that the tzaddik should answer, but I know he's very humble, so I'll say the Bainani should answer your question. Then we have, go ahead.
Even Bainani was the greatest.
No, you're not a rabbi. You got your smicha.
I learned the sneaker stuff. I didn't like fully learn it. I didn't really get tested yet. But I don't know. I learned like material, most of the material at least. You know.
Bro,
Whatever.
you just gotta call it tzaddik, bro. That's a good compliment, man.
I guess.
That's something.
Is it? Yeah.
Yes, it's good to be tzaddik.
Yeah. Lamplighters in the times of I think it goes back to the times of the temple, at least the second temple, where they used to light lamps. I think it's only during the time of Sukkot they would light the lamps. Maybe during the whole year. Actually, I don't even remember at this point. Kind of was. But yeah, they used to light lamps. Basically, I forgot all the details actually, so I'm not even gonna say it. Do you remember, Coach Jay?
I was thinking more about, someone asked, I forget if it was the Rebbe Rashab,
Oh right, yeah.
the Rebbe, about what's a chassid. And he said a chassid is a lamplighter.
Right.
Which Rebbe was this question posed to? Do you remember? I can't recall, but said a chassid basically understands that
So here we go.
a person is ready for in mitzvahs and to live up to their full potential. So the job of a chassid is to light that lamp. They already have everything they need. They just need a little spark, and that's what we need to do is to light people up.
Light
Right.
people on fire in real life and give them as an offering to Hashem. No, I'm kidding. That's horrible.
Right.
Yeah, I'm looking at Panorog again. Yeah, I think it's from Hayom Yom. It says that it's we heard it from Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson, but he was telling someone about a conversation he had with Rabbi Rashab. So it's kind of both. Rabbi Rashab said it, but I think we know it from Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak And then it says that a chassid asked, "What is Rebbe? What is a chassid?" Oh, okay, it is Rebbe Rashab, but we know the story from the So a chassid asked the Rebbe Rashab, which we know the story from the sixth Rebbe, but it's about the Rebbe Rashab. What is a chassid? And the Rebbe Rashab said a chassid is a street lamplighter. A street lamplighter has a pole with fire. He knows that the fire is not his own, and he goes around lighting all lamps on his route. The chassid asked, "But what if the lamp is in a desolate wilderness?" The Rebbe answered, "Then too, one must light it. Let it be noted that there is a wilderness, and let the wilderness feel ashamed before the light." Interesting.
Wow. Interesting. What an interesting little tale.
Yeah.
Of course, because it's like rabbinic. Of course, like he says, a chassid is a lamplighter, a street lamplighter. He knows that the fire is his, and then the kid or the other end obviously goes, "Well, what if it's in the desert?" It's like,
Exactly.
of course.
Exactly. This goes on. I can keep. It's not so long, but it says like, what if the lamp is in the middle of the sea? It said one must take off one's clothes, jump into the water, and light it there. And that is a chassid. The Rebbe thought for a long moment and said, yes, that is a chassid. Interesting.
So, but Rebbe, I do not see the lamps. And he said, this is because you are not a lamplighter. Wow.
Oh, you're reading the same place I'm reading. Yeah. Yeah,
Where are
definitely.
you based?
Right now I'm in New York, Crown Heights.
Oh, nice. I'm very good friends with the Shemtovs in Chicago, if you know them. They run the Chabad at the University of Illinois, Chicago, the UIC campus. Also very good friends with the Wolves in Chicago. His father runs the Cheder Lubavitch and Skokie. Yitzchak Wolf, his son Benny Wolf. And I don't know, maybe you know some of the Shluchim in Chicago. David Petlarski, Yosef Moskowitz.
Sounds familiar. I mean, my main rabbi was Rabbi Zalmi Kudan. He's in Simcha Barber, they call it, or Santa Barbara, California. That's how I first found out who he was. But before he came on Shlichus, he was actually in Chicago, and he worked in the Chicago school for a long time. One time I was on the bus to the OL recently, and I was just randomly sat on the last seat available, and it happened to be next to the principal of like the main Jewish school in Chicago, and he used to work with Zalmi all the time. Then I met him. I forgot his name though. But he was an older guy. Trying to think of anyone else I know from Chicago. I don't know, Zalmi, maybe Zalmi, but he hasn't been there in like 20 years. But still, maybe the same guys know him.
And y'all know Asher Meza?
Not sure.
He's like a TikTok rabbi, but it's an interesting rabbi, dude. He's got some interesting takes on
About what?
just Judaism as a whole. He has some interesting takes.
Interesting to do that.
You know Israel Shemtov, right? The Red Devil?
I probably know him by face, maybe. I mean, Shem Tov sounds familiar. I forgot like where I know it from. I mean, I don't know. Is that related to like, no, isn't there like the Shem Tov who runs like 770 or something? Like Avram Shem Tov or something? Is that related? Or, interesting. Like the one on the board of Agudas Chassidic Chabad or something? I think he's like Avram Shem Tov. I don't know. Someone's requesting as a guest, but we had like this debate about he's like a pro Kali guy. Should I bring him on?
Let's educate him a little bit.
I don't know, educate is a strong word, you know. Damn right. Hi, welcome, Uber. We have an echo. Yeah, a very big echo. It's kind of deal breaker. Alright, I guess it's the sign. It's the divine sign. I don't think we can educate, dude. I tried earlier. It might be a lost cause. Whatever. Oh, he's gone. I don't know what happened. I didn't kick him, but he must have left. I don't know what happened. Oh, he's back. Okay, let's see. Yo, is the echo fixed?
Yeah, I have a question for Kosher.
What's up?
Wait, you know rabbis in Illinois?
Yeah.
Do you know any lawyers?
My brother's a lawyer. I know many lawyers.
Identify as a lawyer.
Right. Do you need legal help, Cooper? What troubles you?
No, I'm just asking. I wanted to apply to UIC.
Did you really? Honestly, man, the way colleges are these days, just say that you support age group, you'll get a full scholarship. That's all you have to do. Just, honestly, you don't need a lawyer to apply to UIC. Just apply. It's like a college.
Yeah, no, I was going to study law.
You should. They actually just, UIC is now affiliated with the law school in Chicago. I forgot what it's called, but UIC now has its own law school that they just opened like
Interesting.
Being a lawyer would be an interesting profession. Just getting to debate all day, like analyzing those arguments, finding holes in them.
It's like what we do on TikTok anyway.
Yeah, you can do that on TikTok too, to be honest. But you won't get paid for it.
Unless you get 1 million views, then you would.
Yeah, what do you get? Like each thing is like $5, right? When someone gets a Galaxy, it's like $10 or something. Or
Then if you get like views on YouTube and publish it, then you could get like a lot of money.
How do they pay you for views on TikTok?
No, I'm saying if you publish it afterwards and start like getting a following, then eventually, you know, on YouTube you can get billions, trillions.
I have a question about your Jewish people growing out their beards. What's the reason behind that?
Besides for the Creator commanding us not to cut them, there's a lot of Kabbalistic spiritual significance as well. The beard is associated with divine mercy. It says metaphorically, there's like 13 ways that the Creator forgives people, and that those ways are metaphorically compared to the Creator's beard, so to speak. Even though the Creator doesn't have a body or anything, but the idea of a beard is like elicits divine mercy, etc. Which is actually
And some of this is where like Hashem's beard.
yeah, that's referring to like metaphorically like the 13 ways that the Creator forgives people for different reasons. It's compared to the beard. What was that? Midots, attributes. I mean, I do like programming. I know what attributes are, but I don't think anyone else knows what the word attributes mean. I mean, what is it? I don't think anyone uses the word attributes in a sentence. Like, do they?
People more saying characteristics.
Characteristics, yeah. Properties, maybe. But yeah.
And women have to like cover their hair, but they still wear wigs.
If they're married, they could cover their hair or wear wigs. Wig is considered covering their hair because it's not their own hair, so it's fine.
This is a deep question. A lot of people ask, if the point is modesty, then why do Jewish women they wear a wig? Yeah, it technically covers their hair, but it looks like real hair. So
No, I heard
I
that.
guess the answer.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead after you.
Well, then the point is not the reason for it isn't to reduce like the attractiveness of a woman. That's not the point of the law. The point is that a woman's actual hair is something very private. It's very personal. That's only to be shared with her husband and perhaps I don't know if she's even allowed by her kids. Maybe she is. I don't know about that, but I think usually they wear like a tichel by their kids. But it's only really for her husband to see her actual hair.
Oh wow, kids cannot see.
I don't know. Don't quote me on that. The rabbi can clarify if that's true.
Not even a rabbi.
I know. My goal is to see how many times I can maybe say that.
Yeah, yeah. No, I heard that like someone is not attracted to someone if the hair is not their own, which is like some kind of natural property, but it's not considered like attractive naturally if it's not their own hair. There's just something about it, and it's only referring to married women, by the way. But if someone's never been married before, then they don't have to cover it at all, according to Jewish law.
Do boys
What was that?
and girls like mix in your religion? Like, are they allowed to talk to each other before marriage?
Briefly.
They're
Yeah.
not allowed to speak verbally. They have to sit over
No,
there.
they could like talk here and there. They're not supposed to talk excessively though. But like for business purposes or like other like maybe to be nice or something. But yeah, it's not supposed. They're not supposed to talk excessively. Definitely.
Yeah, that's really so. Islam.
Uber, are you Muslim?
Yeah.
What do you think is the most beautiful teaching of Islam?
Women are allowed to kill creepers.
Uber, you got me with that. I was
Interesting.
not expecting that.
I thought they needed to have 5 male witnesses. No.
Right.
I'm not sure, but it is allowed to unalive them.
Interesting.
Wow. What, are you Palestinian?
Yeah.
Your parents are from Palestine? Or you were born there?
No, my parents are American.
So your grandparents are born in Palestine?
No, we're Palestinian.
They converted.
My grandparents.
From your grandparents?
No, we're all from Palestine. It's just
Like what generation are you guys in America is my question.
it goes really back. I think 1800s. We have a little Palestine here in Chicago.
Are you guys both in the same area?
We came here in like in the 1800s.
1800s. Wow, that's a long time ago.
We've been here for.
Why did your family leave in the 1800s? I thought
That was before the NAFTA, right?
that was before the time of necessity.
I don't know. I think like my great had the first American citizenship.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Hey, so this says that during the act, a woman's allowed to do that, but not after an act of revenge. Goes to court, and if the criminal is proven guilty, he's punished.
Interesting. What are you reading from?
I just Googled it, and I got on Reddit.
ChatGPT. Interesting.
But so, like, I'm pretty sure that any woman can, like, defend herself. But
No, you replied to what I said.
right, like, it's not a thing, like, so you're saying that, like, a woman can get revenge on the guy and kill them after the rape, or what were you saying?
Let me see. I don't know. To be honest, that's great.
You didn't make that.
Know about that, Rabbi? The TikTok friendly language?
Yeah, we might get banned, so be warned.
Oh, yeah, you have to censor yourself about that.
Yes. One day maybe I'll make a replacement TikTok. We can say what we
For
want.
example,
Maybe.
just as an example of TikTok friendly language, each group committed mass rape in our marriage organization. That's
Yes,
like,
that's
Terrible.
I looked it up. This is yes, Islamic law considers it obligatory where a woman to defend herself against unlawful.
Yes.
but Uber, what does Islam?
And she is not at fault if she unalives the attacker in the process.
Does Islam have laws of war, Uber, or no?
Yeah, there's like a there is.
Is
Are
hostage?
you allowed to kidnap babies according to the laws of war?
That's a good question.
Is that what the host told you?
No, I'm just asking if that's allowed or if it talks about kidnapping babies in a war, if that's okay. By Islam.
No, like the mastermind behind October 7th. Like there's
No, I didn't say that October 7th. That's technically. I'm just, in general, are you allowed to kidnap babies in war?
no, of course not.
Okay, but since you mentioned it, they did do that on October 7th.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that, but the mastermind behind October 7th was really strict about that. He was trying to like really prevent his militants from doing so. He was saying,
I guess they didn't listen.
You don't listen to these orders too much, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. And they didn't give him back after 300 days, so I guess that
Yeah.
just these
after
are
11 months they never gave him back.
the commands in war in Islam is do not cut a tree, do not kill a child.
Don't cut a tree. You burn kids alive in front of their families. Got it. Interesting.
I don't think you've seen the video where an Israeli tank literally shot a kibbutz home.
That doesn't lead to a person being tied up and burned to a person though, unless the tank tied the person up.
Wait, so real quick, Islamic law, I knew about adultery four witnesses, but for the R word, you have to have four witnesses too.
And they have to be in person, male witnesses, right?
Yeah, that's impossible. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Wait, Uber.
I don't know.
Just trying to figure it out in terms of Islamic law because the Taliban in Afghanistan just passed a law based on Islam that women aren't allowed to speak in public. They're only allowed to speak in the home. Is that also part of the Quran? I'm just doing a research project, so I'm trying to figure it out.
I'm not really religious.
No, makes sense.
We have another guy joining.
Hey, you look at the Jeremiah passage the guy in the comments is talking about?
Interesting. Hi, welcome back, Speakeasy. This other guy, Seth, wants to join as well. I'm not sure. I've never had him before, but welcome, Speakeasy. Everyone meet Speakeasy if you haven't met him before. He's been on here a few times.
What's up?
Mr. J, I didn't know each group can burn people alive with AK-47.
No, they used fire and gasoline to do that.
Hi, let's welcome our new guest.
When you yourself are not willing to speak on halacha or Jewish law, you understand that
Hi, Seth. Seth, nice to meet you.
So Seth, I don't think we've ever met.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
You have no knowledge if I'm willing to speak about halacha or the Talmud, so I don't know where you got that from.
Well, you're saying things that are literally also stated, like adultery is also punishable by stoning. Homosexuality is also punishable by stoning.
No one brought up either of those.
Yeah, let's calm down. Let's calm down.
Plus, you guys have all sorts of messed up views now.
What do you mean, you guys, Seth? You're a yid. What are you in denial? Your last name is
I'm not Jewish. No, this is a fake name. I'm not
That's
Jewish.
a fake name.
Jewish name on TikTok. That's not normal.
Guys, let's just calm down.
Let's calm down.
What are you?
I'm Christian. I'm an Orthodox Christian.
Don't they also like stone idolaters and stuff?
Christ. By the way, I know what your book says about him. It's not very friendly.
Don't they also like burn witches in Catholicism and stuff?
Yeah, they should burn witches, yeah.
So it's the same thing.
Look, Seth, I get why you're upset because you honestly you have a fake
Are
religion.
you Lubavitch or something there on
I don't know what book you're talking about. It doesn't matter.
the Babylonians?
Are we Lubavitch?
Even the term, yeah, are you about Lubavitch?
What's a Lubavitch? Lubavitch, schmata. It's called Lubavitch.
Are you Hasidic? What's your deal?
Pronounce it like a mensch. Shabbat. Shabbat. Say it properly.
Did you know that your like lead rebbe's have like horrific accusations of child abuse on them? Like your leaders, who you guys consider like really important, have like
Accus-
True. If that's true,
horrific rates of child molestation.
exactly. If that's true, you must know his name. Which one are you talking about?
Why would I know that off the top of my head?
Don't bring up stuff you don't know about.
You're a Jew. You can't make fun of me, bro. You're a Jew. Your blood is weak. Anyways, bro, you're literally Chabad. You guys have like human trafficking tunnels, bro.
You know what? I was gonna allow you. I was really gonna allow you to be my Shabbos goy this Shabbos, but you lost the
Yeah, I'm not
opportunity.
gonna be a Shabbos
You're
going.
not gonna be my Shabbos goy this week, Seth.
I'm not gonna be a Shabbos going. I'm not gonna be a Shabbos going. Christ is Lord. And also,
Mm.
Hey, Kosher Jay, real quick. You know what the difference is between Jesus and
So, I don't know if you're new, but this is generally where you drop someone when they say the.
You're moderator. I made you moderator, dude. I made you moderator.
Judaism, right? You sound
it only takes one nail to hang the
I made like 3 of you guys moderators. You could all drop
Jay,
in
you
1v1.
sound like a homosexual. That's against the halakha. You know that, right?
I'm
And you sound like a
No,
wiggy
it
little
says
bitch.
in the rock meeting you can't take enough blood, Bruce. Why are you doing that?
I have a beautiful woman as a wife. What do you mean?
Are you sure about that? Because you sound a little limp in the wrist, bud. You sound a little. I'm just saying, bro. I mean, you sound like you married. You sound like the Chabad without the.
Yo. No, we're not gonna do that.
You can kick if you want.
Actually
That's
have a
still up for
serious
sure.
debate. If you want to have a serious debate, you're more than welcome. But if you're just going to be a little troll, then you can just buzz off.
Look, hang on. Let me say this. I did say that Seth can't be my Shabbos goy this Shabbos, but next week he could. If you keep up the bad behavior, though, Sethy, it's going to be a month before you can turn my stove on Shabbos. Okay? Be a good little boy, Sethy boy. Okay?
Explain why the age
Normally, if you keep it up, you're going to see all from Sunday to this week, Sethy boy.
You come back later, baby. You come back in a few minutes. We need to make room for our new guest. We need to make room for our new guest.
Explain why it wasn't justified.
Alright. Sorry about that. Hey guys, let's welcome a new guest. God knows we've known each other for a little bit on different lives. Nice to meet you. Okay, nice to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you.
What did he say? Was he pro Valley?
I don't know, man. I don't know. He was Christian.
He was pro H cost.
I don't know what he was though.
Literally a schwazi.
His name is Ortho Roy. I'm guessing it's Royber.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was about. But it's all good. He can come back later if he wants one day, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not Christian, but like those people, they don't even deserve engagement.
Cool.
You're Christian. Support Israel.
100%.
Nice.
Look how the guy on top of me is grinning.
No, it's just laughing at the other thing.
He's like,
I'm laughing at you. What do you mean? What's the problem? You're laughing. Why are you laughing?
Sethy the Shabbos goy.
Anyway.
Set the laws of here, good boy.
I don't know, man.
Shabbos goy. Sethy, you're gonna taste the chulent for us just to see if it's good, but you don't get a full plate. You just get to taste it. You got that little Shabbos goy?
Okay.
Good little boy, Sethy.
Okay, guys. Okay. It's a little much then. Anyway, maybe we can switch topics again.
You schlemiel schmata.
Okay. We got it. Anyway, yeah. What's up? Do you want to say anything? God knows, or just in general? Just checking in.
I was just seeing what's going on.
Nice. Cool.
Just, I have a question for House.
All right. Let's depends on the question. I may or may not answer it. Let's see.
Well, what are your thoughts on the humanitarian American workers that were stricken by Israeli airstrike in Gaza?
When did that happen?
You know, the humanitarian convoy that was in Gaza.
You got a dick with Tom?
No.
I was just on his live a minute ago.
Yeah, go to his live, Uber.
Wait, are you talking about the UN car that was hit by Israel? Is that what you're referring to?
It's not a human convoy. It was the humanitarian convoy.
I don't know, man. Everything that's happening, all things that are happening in Gaza, dude, you need to blame H group for it. H group is one responsible.
Why? I thought everyone knew about it.
Okay, when did it happen? Recently? When was this?
Okay.
You don't know when it was. You don't know where it was.
Gaza aid convoy, April 2, 2024. Gaza.
That's the. Wait a second. Let me
The
look.
7 World Central Kitchen workers died.
Well, that one. Okay, I'll tell you what happened. So first of all, we have many videos of H group with AK-47s going up to UN marked trucks, going up to A trucks, and stealing the food. There's a tons of videos like this. In terms of this truck that was hit, it was nighttime. They didn't see the markings that were on the car. It was an accidental strike, and Israel immediately took responsibility and apologized for the accidental strike. It's a horrible mistake. It's war, and those things happen.
That's almost a good explanation, but the picture I'm looking at right now, this is not a truck that holds food. This is
It's a World Central Kitchen truck. It's an A truck. They hit it by mistake. I understand.
this is something you use as transportation, not food.
It's your point. Understand what trucks are for. It's a World Central Kitchen truck that was hit by mistake. This is old news. What are you talking about?
Well, I'm just saying there were Americans on board, and IDF unalived them.
Right.
Yeah, there are Americans that were taken hostage by H group, so you should blame H group for taking Americans hostage. And they're also unalived. A few days ago, 6 hostages were brutally unalived in cold blood. I think one of them was an American.
He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. When it comes to accidents, they focus on the accidents the most. But when it comes to intentional, cold-blooded acts, all of a sudden they ignore it. It doesn't make any sense.
If you cared about the Palestinian people, then you would condemn H group for committing a massacre and then hide behind the children of Gaza, but you don't. You're like a rabbi.
What about Rachel Corrie before October 7th?
Okay, so basically, if I remember correctly,
She was wearing a very
she wasn't anywhere near a Palestinian village. She was out in the fields protesting the bulldozing because the bulldozers were used to crush tunnels that were at the Philadelphia ground.
Oh no, he talking about
Hold on.
You can't crush tunnels with the bull.
I'm answering this question.
I can't answer.
I am answering this question.
Uber.
Okay. He stands in front of a giant bulldozer with a 9 feet tall blade, where the window has a small FOV, and even though she has a reflective vest, she was in the way and refused to get out of the way and got ran over. It tends to happen when you stand in front of a people.
Yeah, and adding on to that, the bulldozer, if you look at a picture of it inside or like a depiction, there's very little visibility, so.
Which is what I said, FOV, very little FOV.
Yeah.
Wait, Uber, you keep bringing up people's names. What about Fear Me Boss? You know that name?
That's a good question.
Uber, do you know
Yeah,
Fear Me
so,
Boss?
there was actually,
Who's Fear Me Boss?
before October 7th, there was actually a 2-year-old boy that was shot in the face by
No, I'm trying to focus on my question. Who's Fear Me Boss?
It was a child that was taken hostage, but at the same time,
So the 8-month baby.
there was some.
Along with his 3-year-old his mother, after H group unalived their entire
Who
family.
left?
So no one is going to give their tears for your little T organization that commits massacres. They're subhuman animals. We're going to go into the tunnels where these creatures hide. We're going to pull them into the light of day. And we're going to clean up Gaza so that it's a nice, clean, beautiful place. We're going to open up spots there. And we won't have these problems anymore.
Uber, go on next live.
What?
I said go on next live. Today.
I spoke to him before, but
different people. And different location also, different geographical location.
Learn an entire book from start to end.
Hi, welcome.
Do you see my profile picture?
Let's welcome a new guest.
Screenshot.
What's that?
No, it's a picture of the student.
Here we go. Let's welcome a new guest. What's your name, new guest? Nice to meet you. Hi.
Cooper's a big fan of this Dan.
What?
Yo, please,
Now this time.
What's that sound?
No, this is actually an ice cream shop this is since 1941 with the Palestine flag under it.
The flag didn't exist in 1941. The flag
I'll
was
tell
made in
you
the
what, Cooper,
60s.
the Palestine flag, as you have it,
Exactly.
didn't come into existence
Exactly.
until 1960.
Exactly.
Try again.
It's probably the Jordan flag they took out the star. Really. Anyway, so
Imagine the meeting they had to make the Palestine flag. They were like, all right, this is the Jordanian flag. It's nice, but we can't just cause it. Let's take out the star.
This is an ice cream shop older than the state of Israel. If you look at it, Israel is a state.
Unless that ice cream shop is 3,000 years old, that's when the nation of Israel started. So try again.
even before it was in the times
Open
of
up your little Quran. How often does it say
Yeah.
Palestine in there? You have nothing.
Let's go with the new guest. Let's greet our new guest. What's your name, new guest? In the bottom corner. Nice to meet you.
Really hostile.
Space.
What's up?
Yeah, you're getting exposed.
Nothing much.
What's up? All right, cool. Anything you wanted to say?
What's the topic of the discussion at hand?
Well, originally we were talking about. Well, now we're talking about Palestine, but originally we were talking about month of Elul, the first day of Elul, which is tonight, the last month of the year in the Jewish calendar, and this is the first day of that month, which is the first day of the third set of 40 days and 40 nights. Moses was on the mountain. Moses was on the mountain for a long time, and during the last set of 40 days and 40 nights, when the Creator forgave the Jewish people for worshiping the golden calf, then the last set of 40 days and 40 nights was a time of divine mercy that the Creator gave the second set of tablets. And everything that happened in the Torah, it happens again every year. So the entire month of Elul is a time of divine mercy. Originally, that's the time the Creator told Moses 13 ways that he forgives all people for everything. And those ideas of forgiveness and mercy, they shine openly every year during the month of Elul. And right in the beginning of Elul, that's where we are now.
Gotcha, okay.
So, I mean, a real quick question for you, based. I know there's the Gregorian calendar, that's usually Western Christians and the Catholics that they go by. I know Orthodox, the Church, has a different calendar as well.
We use the revised Julian calendar, so it's basically, what's it called? It's basically the Gregorian calendar, except the months, like Easter is on a different date.
Wait, God knows, are you Orthodox?
Yeah.
What patriarchate do you belong under?
The OCA.
Oh, you're a part of OCA? Very nice. I'm Rokor right now.
I have no idea what you guys
Yeah, I
are
have no idea what
talking
that is, but it sounds good.
I'm Jamaican Protestant.
I'm Jewish. Nice to meet you.
Wait, kosher, you're Protestant. No, I'm just kidding. I'm a Yid.
Yeah,
Jewish.
me and him.
I'm Jewish just like Goober. I knew Goober back in Hebrew school. Now he changed his tune, but he was a very good student.
Actually,
He learned all of faith very quickly, and now he's going a little bit off the dare.
so you guys both live in Chicago. You both live in Chicago, right?
Yeah, Goober, he was like a Rosh Yeshiva, and now he went pro-Palestine. He changed. He used to be really with us.
Wait, hold up, I have a question for God knows. Who's your bishop?
Benjamin.
Bishop Benjamin?
Let's go.
What
guys know
specific
Just-
diocese?
What do you mean, guys?
I mean, Metropolis. Sorry.
Metropolis? Metropolis. That's a big word.
Like, you have, like, the Bishop of Dallas. You have, like, the Bishop, like, what metropolis do you fall under specifically?
I don't know. Let me look it up.
Alright, but
Nice.
You guys want to sing it again?
Yeah, sing in English. Do you guys? How many Nigunim do you guys know? Besides from me and Kosher. What's an Elonigan? Is there an Elonigan or no? What?
I only know like two Niganum, to be honest.
Sort of.
I actually have a different calendar than both the host and kosher. I go by the biblical calendar.
What do you mean by the biblical calendar? Like the first month, second month?
Yeah, first month, second month, but we follow the Abib.
The what?
The Abib.
Oh, so when
You know,
the
where they inspect the barley, and when the barley is ripened, then you move the following month.
So you guys have leap months? You have a 13th month or no?
It really is dependent.
Do you follow the calendar in the Talmud or no?
No, we don't follow the calendar in the Talmud.
Interesting.
Gomer. Oh, Chicago?
God knows, are you still there? From Chicago.
Yeah.
Is it Bishop Benjamin Peterson? Yeah, you're under the metropolis of San Francisco.
Yeah, I know.
Like a little.
Oh, Gotham Himmel, Goober. So, where do you live in, like Rogers Park or like which suburb?
Skokie.
Skokie? Oh my gosh, we're Amish neighbors. I knew I remembered you. We live in the same town.
Nice.
So, is it true, Awtsmoos, that the calendar that Rabbinites used was developed by Hillel the Elder?
I think so. I mean, it was based on. I think it is, as far as I know. I mean, the set calendar that we have now. Before that, it was based on the Sanhedrin. But yeah, pretty sure once the Sanhedrin was disbanded, then I think it was Hillel. Pretty sure it was who made the set calendar. Yeah.
Okay.
Before that, it was the Sanhedrin, though. But yeah.
Because like we would call up cousins in Eretz Israel, and they'd be like, "Okay, we're going to inspect the barley this month and see if it's ripened."
Well, they still inspect the bar. They still do that nowadays. You saying?
Yeah, we do.
Interesting.
Ian, you said land back, please, in the comments. What do you mean? We already started back.
Yeah, come up as a guest, Ian. What do you mean? What land?
Go for your question.
Go ahead, neighbor. What's on your mind?
If Israel is 3,000 years old, then why did the creators of Israel, the creators of the Zionist project, they wanted to actually colonize Uganda? You know, the Uganda scheme.
I know what you're talking about, so I'm glad you brought that up. Israel is 3,000 years old. This is according not only to every religion, but all historians agree that this is true. When it comes to the Uganda plan, this was in the early 20th century when Jews were being massacred in Ukraine and Russia and other parts of Europe and a lot of pogroms. So there was a desperate, urgent need to get Jews out of Europe into a place of their own. And they offered Uganda. And you know what the Zionist Congress said? They said, even though we're being unalived by the tens of thousands, and this will save our physical lives, we don't want to be anywhere else besides our ancestral homeland, our promised land. So they turned it down. They would rather be massacred than live in a place that isn't their place. They only have their eyes set on Eretz Israel, the Holy Land.
Wow, interesting. Who said that? I never heard that.
It was discussed in the Zionist Congress, I believe, of 1904, but Herzl proposed, he put it to a vote if they should go somewhere else, and they voted not to do it.
Wait, who offered you guys Uganda?
Nobody offered Uganda.
The proposal wasn't offered.
Yeah, it was a simple proposal.
By who?
It was one of Herzl's proposals, and I think it was in tandem. He was talking to the lead of the British delegation. But at the end of the day, the entire Zionist
When did the Jews steal the land from the Palestine? When did they do that? When?
Most of the age group leaders were originally from Ashkelon, specifically.
Ashkelon. Dude, my wife's from that town. What are you talking about? That's not an Arab town. Cooper, let's back up a second. What are the Palestinians? What type of people are they? What's their background?
You do me a favor and look up Al Jura. It's a
Arab.
Arab.
I don't need to look up your Arab league, Shigas. Who are the Palestinian people? Are they Arab?
Al Jura was a.
Wait, Cooper. Are the Palestinians Arab?
Hold on. I want to tell you something. Al Jura was a Palestinian village, but they built Ashkelon.
Your Candace Owens stuff in a second, but are Palestinians Arab? That's my question.
Is who Arab?
Bro, you're Palestinian, right? There are these people called Palestinians. Are they Arab people?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are? Okay. So where do Arabs come from?
From Israeli propaganda, they originate in the Arabian Peninsula, but
Do
that's.
you think it's propaganda that Arabs come from Arabia? I don't know. It kind of makes sense that they probably do.
No, I said the Arabian Peninsula. This is something from. You know, soccer.
Well, let's back up. So you admitted that Palestinians are Arabs, and then you accept that Arabs come from the Arabian Peninsula. Therefore,
No, that's regurgitating Israeli propaganda.
Dude, where else do you think Arabs come from? China?
When I took my DNA test, I was from the Levant.
Oh, wow.
Blood quantum is inherently an indicator of ethnogenesis.
I don't care.
Well, I do.
This is why Israel sterilizes Ethiopian women so they stop reproducing.
That's actually been
accurate.
Israel rescued Ethiopian people that were being unalived and persecuted.
That's an illusion. That's an illusion. They also say that they also regurgitate the same propaganda that there are 2 million Arabs in Israel that live with rights, but that's not true.
Okay, Cooper, name me one right that an Arab Israeli citizen doesn't have. That I
The Arabs in the Knesset literally go against racist and apartheid laws.
I need you to focus on the specific question that I'm asking. You made a claim that Arab Israeli citizens don't have the same rights as Jewish Israeli citizens. So name me one right that a Jewish Israeli has that an Arab Israeli does not have. Go.
The right to live in their home. There's a video that circulated a couple years ago where this woman that had Israeli citizenship, she got her citizenship revoked, and then she became homeless after this random guy from New Jersey took her home.
That's complete nonsense. First of all, there's
Do you want to watch the video?
Send it to me, but let me tell you something. There's no law in Israel that a Palestinian, an Arab Israeli citizen, doesn't have the right to a home. You know what you have to do to have a home? You have to pay the mortgage. You have to pay the rent. If she didn't pay, then no, she doesn't get to stay in the house. That's how it is anywhere.
I would also like to
You are stealing my house. You are stealing my
I
house.
know, the guy did some. I don't. Hoover just proved that there's an apartheid in Israel based on a video of an Arab lady yelling at a Jewish guy.
Calm down. Calm down.
I don't feel like someone else is doing it. I know he said, you know why he said that? Because the woman didn't pay her rent or her mortgage. She was already evicted from the house. She was already legally not the owner of the house anymore. So the guy was saying, this isn't your house anymore. If I don't move in, someone else is going to move in. This was after she was already evicted. It wasn't like she caused that.
Where'd you get all that from?
I looked into the story. I know exactly what story.
Where can I find that? Where can I find that?
I have a genuine question.
Give me evidence. I don't
fancy, but
Most is a vanity.
Maybe.
Not a bad thing.
Maybe. Do you guys have any questions about Elul or no?
So in Elul, we learned that the king is in the field. Is that correct?
Yes. Look at the Torah. Walter Rebbe.
So guys, we have an idea of the king being in the field and then the king being in the palace. What does it mean? It means by the month of Elul that God basically reaches out. He makes the first move to the Jewish people and he says, I'm in the field, I'm available. Come in and see me and meet with me. You don't have to be embarrassed. You don't have to put on your nicest clothes. Just come straight to see me. He lowers himself so that we can connect with him. Next month, the month of Tishrei, where we have Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, the high holidays, the king is in the palace, and we have to make the first move. We have to ask him if we can connect, and we have to put on our nicest clothes, because when the king comes to you, you can wear whatever. When you go into the palace, you have to wear your nicest clothes. So this is a sikha, and the rabbi can explain further.
Not even a rabbi, but he keeps on saying that I am. We could explain it further, but does anyone have any questions? Or no? Not really interested. Is anyone interested in this, first of all? Or no?
is it? Well, I mean, just going back to the whole question of the calendar and Hillel, I'm just curious. Is it true that Hillel tried to angle the calendar so that Yom Kippur does not land on a Friday?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. Because it's not good to fast before Shabbat.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, usually the standard way of looking at it in the Jewish law, it says that usually Elul is a time of fear and terror. It says that we blow the shofar, it's like a ram's horn, in order to, so to speak, scare people to return to the Creator, like to wake them up. But the Alter Rebbe, the founder of Chabad, explains Elul as a time of divine mercy, where the king is going out into the field to greet each and every one with a smiling face. So it seems to be different. But really it's the same, as it's explained. But yeah.
The Panim, I remember that from the sikha.
Which sikha did you read?
I don't remember which one, but I learned the king in the field. I learned a lot of sikhas about this every year. But I have to.
Where'd you learn it? With someone or just on your own?
No, I learned it with Rabbi Shem Tov and Wolf. I learned it with some very esteemed Hasidim.
Esteemed. Nice.
This is an auspicious time, and we need to have a library.
Yeah, these words, like auspicious, I don't think they appear anywhere except for like Jewish translations of the Torah and stuff. But yeah. Basically. I mean, I think we're losing viewers, but whatever, it's all good. We could talk about this. We could talk about this, theoretically. But I mainly just want to talk about, I want to talk about something that's good and something that people also want to talk about.
It's better to connect one person with the light of Torah than to speak to 1,000 about Mishigas.
Yeah. Alright, I'll talk to you then, and people could listen. So there's a sikha, there's a website I'm reading from that me and my friend made that has like various talks on it in English also, but it's called dach.dev, dach.dev, and this is a sikha from the year 5732 in the Elul, Parshas Shoftim, which is this week's Parsha, and this is where it talks about they said the main question dach.dev. I'll show you how to get to let me just try to screen share. The screen sharing on phones and TikTok is kind of out of control. Cool. Yeah, so now I'm just going to try to show you how to get there to the one I'm at. Let me try to I have to turn off the screen for a second. So this, okay, let me just, okay, so if you go to library, let me try to turn off, here. So here's the website, doc.dev, can't really see it. And then go to library, and then you go to library, you go to Sefer Mamar Malukat, which is the Rebbe's talks that he edited, and then go to months, and then Elul.
Oh my gosh, this is a new website. I've never seen this before.
Yeah, me and a friend just made it a couple months ago, and then
Are you serious?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
and then it's kind of hard because thing is that the index is in Hebrew, so that's, people who know Hebrew can. So it's kind of the sequels have in English, but it's this part that says Tafshin Lamed Beis, 57, 32, 1972, page 263 in volume 1. So right here.
Would that end with Lamed Gimel?
Lamed Beis, Lamed Beis, right here. Tafshin Lamed Beis. It's on page Reish Samach Gimel 263.
Oh my gosh.
And then at the top, it's volume 3, page 263. So if you can type it, the links we have to figure out the URLs to mix them. But it's just
only in Hebrew, right? Or
no. So you could do English also. If you click the A, it has an English. Oh wait, oh shoot, this one doesn't have an English translation. we added English, but sometimes I guess it was broken for some of them. For whatever reason, this one does not have an English. But because of AI nowadays, what you could do is you could copy it and just because our translation is just based on AI. So literally, you could just paste it into ChatGPT.
I'll try it.
If you don't know Hebrew, or if you're learning Hebrew, literally just paste it just paste it and then don't even say anything. It should just translate it automatically. Oh no, actually, oh now it's talking to me in Hebrew. Okay, that's a problem. That's a bit of a problem. So no, I'm gonna say, okay, it's explaining it's explaining it in Hebrew because now it's thinking that I only speak Hebrew. No, I'm gonna say translate. Just say translate that, and then
I got it.
yeah. But then you can feel free to read it when you want when you talk about it.
Like this. I just did the first part, and then we can.
Yeah, the first point. Yeah, just a paragraph by paragraph at a time.
In the name of God, Wednesday, Parsha Shoftim, the night of Rosh Chodesh Elul, 5732.
1972. Yes.
Oh, this, by the way, I think this is when I got married. I think this is what mimer I said.
You were 19. Oh yeah.
All
Interesting.
my beloveds, and my beloved is mine.
Oh, wait, did you get married in Elul? Were you married in Elul?
I got
You should
married
remember.
by. Oh, wait, how am I forgetting the Parsha?
Do you know your anniversary?
Lech Lecha. Parshas Lech Lecha. My wife just reminded me.
Oh, nice.
But, okay. I am my beloved and my beloved is mine. The acronym for Elul is I am my beloved's and my beloved is mine. And it is explained in the Kuti Torah in the discourse that in Elul there is an awakening from below. Ataru ta I think that's not the right
Atarusa de Lasata, an awakening from below. Yeah.
I am my beloved's. While on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur there is an awakening from above. Ataru.
Itzaruta, or Itzarusa, an awakening from above.
My beloved is mine. So just so you guys understand, this month it goes from below to above. No, I'm sorry. This month God comes from up there to down here.
That's the thing.
It goes from down here to up there.
No, that's the thing. In this month, I mean, at first it says that this month we go from down here to up there. And then it says during Rosh Hashanah, that's part of the question. First we say that the entire verse of Song of Songs, I, my beloved, and my beloved is mine, both of these parts are the acronym of Elul. Both of them. But then it says right after, seemingly a contradiction, that in Elul, it's I and my beloveds, but in Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, we have my beloved is mine. So this is like setting up, it's kind of like a contradiction.
Got it. Okay. This needs to be understood. At the beginning of the discourse, it says that Elul is an acronym. I am my beloved's and my beloved is mine. But immediately afterward, it explains that in Elul, it is only I am my beloved's. While my beloved is mine refers to Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur.
Yeah, so this is quoting a discourse from the Alter Rebbe, and we're asking questions on it. I mean, it's at first we're explaining the discourse of the Alter Rebbe. So this is all in the Alter Rebbe's discourse. It's just explaining that the first part of the discourse is really like asking a question on itself, even though we wouldn't really understand that on our own. But it's just like, yeah, if that makes sense. So this is nothing new here. We're just explaining the discourse of the Alter Rebbe. And when we do that, we're explaining how like the discourse itself implies a question. If that makes sense. If the question makes sense.
100%.
Yeah, so now, since our translation didn't work, you could just copy the next part and paste it into...
I have the next paragraph up.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, whenever you're ready.
The discourse.
I'm going to be trapping, guys, but I'll catch y'all
All right, yeah, I knew we would bore someone, but it's worth it. All right, nice to see you. Good to see you.
The discourse.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's all good.
I can
All right.
The discourse continues that Elul is a time for the revelation of the 13 attributes of mercy, as you said about. It explains that this revelation in Elul is for everyone, even the most distant.
Yeah. So
It
that's
is like
yeah. Well, so that's like explaining why in Elul we also have the idea of my beloved is mine, even though we just said that really it's during Rosh Hashanah and Kippur, but because we have the attributes of mercy in Elul, that's also like the beloved is mine. That's like something from above as well.
exactly. It explains that this revelation in Elul is for everyone, even the most distant. It is like a king who, before entering the city, is greeted by the townspeople who come out to meet him and receive him in the field. And then anyone who wants to can greet him. And he welcomes everyone with a pleasant face and smiles at everyone. This needs to be understood. How does this fit with what is written in the Torah?
Torah, yeah, Book of Jewish Law called the Torah. Yeah.
That from Rosh Chodesh Elul and onward, the shofar is sounded each day to warn the people to repent, as it is said, if a shofar is blown in the city, will the people not be afraid? It seems that since in Elul the king receives everyone with a pleasant face and shows smiling faces to everyone, the main work of Elul is seemingly love, and even the repentance of Elul should be seemingly repentance out of love. So why is the shofar sounded? Then to arouse fear and trepidation. So if Elul is a time when Hashem is being merciful and showing up his smiling face, then why do we need the shofar, which just elicits fear of heaven and people?
Exactly. Yeah, so that's the question. So yeah, if you want, yeah, cool. Not sure how much you wanted to do. Do you want to end off on the question or?
Let's end off there because my wife came home and a good husband can't ignore his wife, but
Nice.
this has covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool.
It was all right. We'll learn again. I'll join a lot. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, we'll have you again. No, it was good.
All right.
See you.
Yeah, good enough.
Good night. Good morning. What I say. All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining. We may continue later tonight or tomorrow. We'll see. So in the meantime, have a good one. It's been good so far.